Thank you for coming and watching me today. I'm Alexander, coming from Copenhagen, Denmark here to share with you a social revolution, social networking revolution. So as you see behind me, the logo is running around. Our company name is Dedi, named after an ancient Egyptian magician who was actually the magician to the pharaohs of the olden days in Egypt. The reason we derived this name for our own application is that our app basically connects you like magic, right? We're a magician. So let's get started. Firstly, our story. In order to tell the story of this application, it's quite important to take a step back to before the idea originated. So, as I said, I'm from Copenhagen. So last year, 2 years ago, I started studying at CBS, which is a Copenhagen business school. Started studying programming. Very, very exciting topic, right? I don't know if anybody of you are coders or programmers. No? Hello? Okay, we see a few. Very nice. So you know the struggle of getting into programming, right? It's a challenge, and often you're stuck on weird issues that make no sense at all. So when I started out this school, as you know, when you start anything new, it's very, very difficult to kind of get started. It's always the first 4 months that's very, very irritating, and like the learning curve is so steep. So in order to finish my exam, I went looking for help, right? I was stuck on an issue. So what did I turn to? I went to Facebook communities, Reddit, forums, Quora. I asked maybe 1 million questions because I didn't even know what to ask about, right? I had no clue what I was studying. Basically just started being interested in programming. So after I think 4 days went by where I basically just got hated on, like, oh, you don't know what you're asking about, all this stuff. And then suddenly a guy that I went to high school with commented on my post and was like, yeah, just you can write to me, I'll help you. Okay, cool. So I wrote to my friend Christopher, the guy who commented, who's now my CTO actually, and he helped me out with the exams, taught me all the issues. We sat for several hours trying to figure out what bug I'd made. And, we were sitting, I think, 2-3 days just figuring out this bug. And then finally, I just misspelled true. I just said TRUA, like it's common, like hit the wrong key, right? I can't imagine, I was so devastated. So after some time, we were actually still talking together. We were still keeping in touch, discussing certain subjects, discussing code, different ideas. When it just suddenly hit us, like, why was it so difficult for me to find someone with a shared interest, with a common interest that could help me with what I needed? I basically had to go through a mild degree of public humiliation just to get someone to help me with this project, right? So it led to some more research in connections and what really make a good friendship or a good relationship. And many psychologists mean that the depth of connections really stem from common interests. And maintaining a relationship where you have no common interests is quite a challenge. Imagine if you have a relationship, you like dogs, your husband like cats, right? You're pretty divided. So if you both like dogs, I think it'll mildly help your relationship in some form. So yeah, our app takes kind of a step back from all this predicting, trying to guess who's going to be your optimal choice or optimal match. We want to take a step back and let the users ask, why should I even connect with this person in the first place? Because we really don't think that being close to someone should determine whether or not you connect with them. I know my neighbor fairly well, but just because she's my neighbor doesn't mean that I want to be friends with her or have a relationship. So we actually believe that many of these social apps right now have completely misinterpreted the way people connect. And they're all focused on, portraying the perfect person or the perfect relationship and standardizing this. So in order to help this phenomenon and help people build the deep connections that you really want, right? Everybody wants to have a very good friend. We have 3 pillars of our vision. So our slogan is "Take Back Your Social," which derives of 3 pillars. The first you see up behind me is users in full control. And that's the number one most important thing ever. is that the user decides who you see and why you see them. All other social medias right now tell you who you should see or why you should see them. Like, oh, your 2 friends like this page. You have 4 friends who's friends with this girl. Like, why should this interest me? What can I connect on based on this? So we really want to emphasize the fact that users should choose what they see, who they see, and why they see it. So this leads us to the next pillar of Take Back Your Social. So a current issue that's been shed a light on is like the evilness or ruthlessness of these huge social media giants, right? They don't care about anything other than having you spend your life on the platform watching ads and monetizing your actions, right? So we thought, why can't these social apps actually let people contribute to something worthwhile from the comfort of their home? So what we did is we added a level of gameability to our application, letting the user earn an in-game currency just by socializing. So it's never actually been more rewarding to find new friends. While you slide, so we've changed the swipe function to a slide instead, so you can slide into some DMs. And when you slide these accounts, you earn an in-game currency, which can in turn be used to customize your searching parameters. So let's say, as I mentioned earlier, you're a dog person. I want to find someone to walk my dog with, right? So I go into the shop and I purchase the feature, I want to see dog people. Or let's say you are a swimmer or a surfer or into crypto, right? You always want to meet someone to have common interest or talk about it. So the eco-friendly layer, we added a layer upon these features that just didn't only affect in-app, right? It didn't only affect what you saw in the app, what you could do in the app. We added an extra layer which actually affects real life. So our company donates like, I think 80% of our profit to like good causes, and we help immigrants and migrants get jobs in the IT industry, teach them to code and stuff through some different organizations. As an example, Hack Your Future, which is a Danish organization. And we thought, like, how can we let people contribute to this as well from their home? So what we did is we added 4 features that represent each their own good cause. So we have children in need, clean the ocean, plant a tree. Yeah, and I think the last one was save an animal. So you can select an animal and then you'll contribute to that. So currently, when the user buy this feature, they get an emblem for their profile, so they can show off to all their friends, I donated to this good cause. And of course, you can also find people who also donate to this good cause, right? What better thing to connect over than going out and picking trash from the beach or protesting for greener energy or whatever, right? I think there's quite a hidden potential in connecting over these, what can you say, activist hobbies, right? So, the third and final pillar of our vision is privacy oriented. So as you can probably already hear, we're really trying to take a twist upon the current social media platforms. So, in order to make it truly privacy oriented, we allow our users to customize pretty much everything on the app, everything that's known about them, and how much you share. So you can like turn on and turn off what you want people to see about you. And we have added like a very special feature, which is I don't want to be shown to anybody that I haven't said yes to, right? So imagine if you're like a private guy, or you don't want everybody to know you're searching for this, right? As I went through this searching on Facebook rooms and forums. So you want to search in private. So you can hit this, and then only the people that you have actually said, okay, I want to connect with this person, they will see you. So that's a huge step. Imagine if you're like a supermodel, right? You're getting pinged down every day, 100 messages on Tinder, whatever. Even for, I think in general, I'm looking at you ladies over here. I think it's more for you that you get spammed and, DM'd all the time on by these weird people, right? So this is like the third pillar of our vision, take back your social. So take back your social basically means that you should take back control of your social network. So that leads us to what is Dedi. Firstly, we have the main function, which is slide, right? Here you slide into DMs. You can rate people on how much you want to connect with them. So instead of thinking about looks and, oh, this guy looks good and he does this and that, you say, how much do I want to connect with this person? Anybody you swipe above a 5 is a yes, and anybody below is a no. So it's basically like a more numerical way of showing how much do I really want to connect with this person. So we want to emphasize the fact that you should actually take another second and take a look and think about it, and not just spam the yes, 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 yes button, right? It's about creating deep connections with common interests, and not just about amassing a huge list of connections, right? So the second part is the shop. This is where we're truly revolutionizing social networking. Never before has there been a shop where you can customize and choose exactly who you want to see on your social search. So we have endless parameters. You have all these interests you can add. I like surfing, programming, cryptos, food, I like partying, whatever you like. You can add it when you sign up, and then anybody else can find you based on those interests. So actually, we're like emphasizing the fact that people should be unique and be themselves, rather than just, trying to be like the guy or girl who has the most followers. So this leads us to connections. As I've said many times, we're all about deep connections and having people connect over something you have in common. Many psychologists have again said this can really extend the length of relationships and the depth of your connections. I think it was like 82% of relationships lasted, I think, on average 50 years longer if they had common interests. So imagine if you and your wife have the same interests, your same hobbies. I mean, there's always something to do, right? The issue is when you get bored. So we want to emphasize this. Again, this leads me to the last slide, which is be unique and be rewarded. So our system or platform isn't a generalization machine like Instagram and all these other social medias. So because we're all unique, right? People are like snowflakes. There are no two people in this world that are alike. There might be someone that's very close to you, but none of them thinks like you, acts like you, talks like you, or even smells like you, right? So why do all these platforms currently try to kill individualism? So what I'm saying is social media is actually currently killing individualism, right? Because they are rewarding the ones who, use the platform the most, right? They're rewarding the ones that are most active, comment a lot, post a lot. Usually they are not like, the most average people, and they're, extreme in some sort that gets their attention. And giving all these users all the likes and followers really lets all the other users sit with this feeling like, should I act like this guy or this girl to get all these followers? Like, is this the new normal, You see all these people coloring their hairs or whatever, getting tattoos on the face. Is that the new normal, right? There's so many young people who be affected by this because they think this is what everybody wants. This is what everybody does, right? And everybody thinks everybody sees what I see. So when you're scrolling through Instagram and you're like, oh, there's such a cool video, and you'll go to your friend like, did you see that video? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? It's all so custom and, all meant to shape the person you are and affect the person you are just to stay and watch more ads. So, as I said, we are so focused on creating value for firstly our users, but also just anyone that could have a relation to the people using our social app, right? So first of all, we've got this giveaway. So we're giving away, you're some of the very lucky guys here. The first 1 million users, I think we're already at like 1,000 signups or something. They'll actually join our giveaway where we're giving out merchandise, cool shirts like this. We're giving out MacBook Pros, iPhones, gift cards to Amazon, Starbucks, Apple, all this stuff. So we're really trying to create some value for you, but also, helping you build your profile and educating you on how you can be found more and how, it's important to be unique, right? And I feel, especially today in the 2020, 2021, 2022, very soon, it's all about, being unique and standing out, right? All the people you see going crazy here and there on TikTok, whatever, they're all very unique. I don't know if you know these island boys that you've seen recently. Probably have quite a big meme, right? They look crazy. They've got like these dreadlocks, hairs up in the air, tattoos all over the face. They're very, very unique, right? And they got found. So this is something, why should, of course we shouldn't all strive to have tattoos in our face and like dreadlocks out in all directions. But we should at least strive to be ourselves and not try and look like the guys or girls who have a lot of followers. So yeah, we just really want to foster this community that enforces people to be themselves and to share the interests that they like, so that you can be found by others who share the same interests. And for us, that's the most important thing. Basically, being able to control who you connect with, who's in your network, and why you're even connecting with them. We believe that like a huge issue today with these chat services, you have all dating platforms, social platforms, they all connect you based on either location or related friends, mutual friends. But what do I really have to talk about with someone that has 15 of the same friends as me? Okay, I can talk about my friends, but where would that really get us, right? If you compare, I hope some of you has met someone, for example, during an event like this, right? You meet so many more people, you talk to so many people, you initiate some conversations you would never had if it wasn't because, I'm here because of crypto, so I'm gonna ask these guys about crypto, right? It's so easy to start a conversation here because you know why people are here. So imagine if you had the same thing online and you knew, why am I connecting with this person? Okay, I know I might be 12 kilometers away from this person, but what can I say to them? How can I break the ice? I think everybody's tried the conversation starting, hey, how are you? What are you doing tonight? What's your plan this Friday? Do you have a dog? Where did you go to school? These average questions that never really lead to anything. But imagine if on your connection you would see, okay, you guys both have this and this in common. So like you instantly have some gratification, something to talk about, something to ask them. Say, let's say you're both dog people. I keep returning to this because I like dogs. So let's say, you're connected because you both like dogs, right? So you say, what's your favorite kind of dog? And then I personally think that's a way easier way to start a conversation and, get an interested topic going, and not just, how are you? What's your name? Do you have a family? Like, there could be some more depth to these connections. But yeah, in essence, what we want is really just to create value for others and help people create value for each other by empowering people's uniqueness and rewarding it with more connections, more results, and being shown to more people. So right now, our app is launching the beta version tonight. So you should sign up at www.dedi.app to get a part of this, firstly the giveaway, but also join the social revolution that is connecting over common interests rather than connecting over AI, right? Or what they're predicting or recommending for us. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had today. So if you have any questions, fire away. I think she'll bring out a microphone or two. I don't know if anybody has questions. I'm up for anything. You can shoot. I also know, as I said, programming code. So whatever you have of questions. There was questions here.
You're talking about the common interests.
Yeah.
If there's a common interest that I'm looking for and it's not, is it listed or?
It's listed on your profile, so as your interests, right?
As a word.
Yeah, it's like a tag, right? Like a hashtag.
Yeah.
But when you want to search for someone based on it, you go to the shop, as we saw. Let's go back. Here in the middle, right?
Yeah.
You have the shop. So if you go under features, you'll find all the unique features, which basically it can be based on looks, hobbies, interests, locations, country, whatever feature you might want to find someone based on, you can find them. Which is how
you're creating those features.
Actually,
or
yeah.
Can people suggest to add one because it's not there?
Exactly. So we're actually developing right now a proposals page where users, I don't know if you know Reddit, so people can upvote and downvote. So we're doing the same thing where our users can then propose ideas for new features or, new interests, new hobbies, right? And then people can upvote and downvote. And then every month, quarter, we'll take the top 3 proposals and actually do our best to implement them. So that, as you say, people can choose what interests are there, right? Because, of course, it's impossible for us as 2 programming IT nerds to encapsulate, the whole world's interests.
Exactly, yeah. Very good.
Thank you. And I think he had a question behind there. Yeah?
What profit you are taking from this app? Is it like free sign up or
yeah,
you get through the ads, you get the profit?
Actually, we're taking, as I said, we're taking a step back from all this AI, all this recommendation. So actually, right now, we've gone with the fact not to implement any ads. We're selling a pro subscription, as you can see in the bottom here, right? $3 monthly. This gives you the possibility to add several features at a time and not just one. So let's say you have 5 interests. I want to find someone who shares all 5 interests. So you say, I want someone who likes surfing, likes crypto, likes NFTs, has blonde hair, and lives in Dubai, right? And then you find them instantly. So our monetization is not like the current social media where we sell the user as you propose, right? Through ads or whatever, you sell the user's data.
Yeah, for example, we have this problem with the social media like Facebook.
Exactly.
They sell us to...
Exactly. So this is actually what I mean by take back your social. Take back control of not just who you see and why you see them, but also take back control of your data, right? Make sure that everything you share on our app is not sold to anyone. So we even went so far, you know, to manage an application like this on a scale like this, you need an admin dashboard, you need email automations, SMS, all this stuff, right? Usually you would use a plugin service or for payment like Stripe or something. But when you do this, you actually share all the user's data. So as a kind of sign of like, we really don't want to share this data, we develop all this stuff ourselves. We develop our own admin dashboard, our own email service, our own SMS service, all so that the user can feel safe by sharing everything they want, searching for what they want. If you want to find someone, one day you don't have to be worried if I search for someone who likes surfing that I'm going to be served 15 ads about surfboards the next 2 weeks, right? So we want people to be able to act freely and be unique without being targeted for their uniqueness. But thank you, very good point.
And I have one more question. Is your app cloud-based or?
Currently, yes, it's actually cloud-based on AWS, but we're working on migrating into the blockchain. So it's actually decentralized, and then we're going to do, instead of a classic stakeholder management, we're going to do like proof of work or proof of stake.
So currently, what managing the security is AWS, right?
To some extent, yes. Depends on what facets of the application, right? Like server-side security is of course sustained by Amazon and all that stuff. We also use like Cloudflare, so if we get any malicious attempts to connect to the server, they get redirected and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. What was your name? I never got your name.
My name is Ali.
Ali, thank you, Ali. You have a question over here?
Thank you. My name is Max, and the question is, how do you plan solve the chicken egg problem or supply-demand problem, where without people, won't come to your platform? That's a problem for any social. How do you plan? How do you plan to solve a chicken egg problem or supply-demand problem for any social application? It's crucial thing, and because people want to go for social app without any people there.
Of course, that's a very good fact. So I think we're doing 3 different things to approach this issue. Firstly, the giveaway I mentioned, which is not one of the 3 things, but that's like one incentive to get the first 1 million people. And once you hit that critical mass, it becomes fun for everyone, right? So that's one angle. We've got a referral program where we're actually gonna mint some NFTs and do some giveaways. So recommend 3 friends and you win an NFT or something like that. 10 friends, different things like that. Referral programs get coins to refer. We've also partnered up with, as I said, quite a lot of charities like Hack Your Future, which help immigrants, Red Cross, which help people around the world. It was primarily in Africa and children in need, for example. So through their marketing as well, we want to appeal to the fact that it's not just to make friends. You can actually also contribute to something in real life while making friends, right? So we just want to add as many incentives as possible to join this app. But of course, there's always a problem, which is why I've turned to many of my very good friends from Denmark, who are all big social media influencers, and they're all helping me, build the brand. And when we get back home, they'll share and get all their followers to share all that stuff. So to get some critical mass going initially, and once that's there, we hope for some network effects. People tell their friends, this is cool, this is bad. At least someone will download it, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Any other questions? Also something completely unrelated. No questions? All good? Thank you so much for listening to me and sitting through. It was a pleasure. Always ready if you have any questions. And please, please, please sign up at Dedi.app. Sign up now. Thank you.